Now next topic is friction. In friction, a force acting on the point of contact of the object which opposes the relative motion. ये क्या होगा? पॉइंट ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट होता है किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट्स का जो क्या करेगा? अपोजिस करेगा रिलेटिव मोशन को. इट एक्ट पैरेलल टू द contact surface. Frictional force are produced due to intermolecular interactions acting between the molecules of the bodies in contact. Friction is basically three types: static friction, limiting friction. In first, static friction, it's an opposing force which comes into play when one body tends to move over the surface of the other body but actual motion is not taking place. One body क्या है? Tends to move over the surface of other but not taking place. In limiting friction is the maximum value of static friction when body is at the verge of starting motion. Starting motion की verge में होगी. Limiting friction Fs is equals to mu s r, where r is normal reaction and mu s is coefficient of limiting friction. But in kinetic friction, if the body begins to slide करना शुरू करती है on the surface, the magnitude of the frictional force rapidly decreases. जो magnitude होगा frictional force का वो क्या होगा? Rapidly decrease होगा to constant value Fk. In kinetic friction, Fk is equals to mu k n. Kinetic friction of two types: sliding, जो body slide करती है, and next is rolling friction. Now, laws of kinetic friction. First, it does not depends on the nature of the two surfaces in contact. Next, kinetic friction is proportional to normal reaction. Kinetic friction considered as a necessary evil because it has both advantages or disadvantages. And advantages, we are able to walk on the ground. हम ground पे क्या है? walk कर पाते हैं. किस की वजह से? friction की वजह से. We can hold an object in hand due to friction. In disadvantages, excess heat produced in machines causes wear and tear to parts. Some questions arises. Question first, what is the unit of coefficient of friction? Name the factor on which coefficient of friction depends. Why does a swimmer push the water backward? State Newton's first law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, Newton's third law of motion. Define friction. What is inertia and which gives the measure of inertia? Define the term linear momentum. Also define conservation of linear momentum. Define force and what is the unit of force. What is an impulsive force?